So today we were looking at how we could find the equation of a line where the line is in a particular context. So here, this particular straight line is looking at the temperature compared to how many cups of Bovril were bought in a particular football ground. So what you've been given is two pieces of information, one about point A and the other one about point B. From these two pieces of information, you should be forming or writing down the coordinates of the point A. So we know that at the point A, the temperature was 5 degrees and 280 cups of Bovril were sold. So that means that you'd go along 5 and then up 280. So that would give us the point. Right, coordinates of the point would be 5, 280. Right, that would be your point A. Your point B, the temperature was 15 degrees, so that would give you the T coordinate, which is the first one, which is like your X coordinate, and then your Y coordinate, if you like, is the 80. So that's your two pieces of information. Using those two pieces of information, you are going to be finding the equation of the line, and also notice this bit about in terms of T and B. That will be vitally important that you pick up on that. And then part B, once we've got our equation, we're going to use it to find a value for another point that's not on the line. So as I've just said, right, to do part A, we need these 2 points A, so I'm just going to write them down here again. So we've got this 5, 280, and point B with coordinates 15, 80. Now, anytime you're asked to find the equation of a straight line, two pieces of information that you need to get the gradient and you need a point. So we've actually got 2 points, so that's okay. We'll be able to pick one of them. The gradient, however, we're going to use the gradient formula to find the gradient. I'm going to just label my points as always, so that point A is the first point, so x1, y1, and then the coordinates for the point B, I'm going to say that's x2, y2. My formula for working out the gradient, we use the letter M, remember, so y2 take away y1 over x2 take away x1. Remember, this is to do with measuring the steepness. One of the things that you should be noticing about this particular line is that it's sloping down to the right. Because it is sloping down to the right, it means that we should be expecting to find we get a negative gradient. So subbing in my values here, I'm going to have M equals 80 minus the 280 over, and on the bottom I will have 15 minus the 5. So I continue working out each bit, top and bottom. That is going to give me negative 200 over 10, which means that I end up with a gradient value of negative 20. We need to make sure that we simplify that and don't leave it as negative 20 over 1, just negative 20. Now what I need to do is decide which of the points I'm going to use. I can use either A or B, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to say which one I'm using. So I'm going to use point B, but I could have also used point A. So point B, and the gradient value that we've just worked out there, which was negative 20. Now, because this point here is not the y-intercept, then I will be using the equation of my line. Right, so it's going to be using the y minus b equals mx minus a equation. So the equation, right, will be y minus b equals mx minus a. I'm going to label for my point, that's little a and little b. So subbing in here, that means that I'm going to be writing down y take away 80 is my b value, and my m is negative 20 x minus 15. When you do this in the exam, that line there subbing into that y minus b equals mx minus a equation gets you one of the marks along with the gradient. So we've got 2 marks so far. This would be a 3-mark question. The last bit is that we need to multiply all this, the brackets out, and tidy all the terms. So we get negative 20 times x, and then negative 20 times, so multiplying out the bracket, negative 20 times negative 15. Right, that's going to give me plus 300. I still need to tidy that up, so I need to, looking at the left hand side there, deal with that minus 80 by adding 80 on both sides, and that's going to get me to 1y equals negative 20x plus 380. However, if you go back and read the question, normally, sometimes that'll be where you finish, but for this particular question, it's not x's and y's on the graph, and the question actually tells you you need to get them in terms of the letter t. Now the letter t and b, the t is where the x would normally be, so what we need to do is put in choose the right letters. So in place of the y, you need to put b equals negative 20 t plus the 380, and that would be how you would get your 3rd mark. So that's part A. That's us got the equation. That's how we link the temperature with how many Bovrils. So part B now is expecting you to use your answer to estimate how many cups would be sold when the temperature was 18. So the temperature, remember, is the T value. So in part B, you're going to be subbing in T equals 18 into that equation. So we're going to have B equals negative 20 times 18 plus the 380. So negative 20 times 18 is actually negative 360, right, plus 380, which means that we're going to have B equals 20. So the answer to this bit of the question is that we have got 20 cups of Bovril were sold when the temperature was 18 degrees. And you can write out the sentence that says that, and that would be how you would earn the final mark in this particular question.